Okay, so during the course of the fight, they were going back and forth on the cage, and then Evander got Uchi, they were going back and forth, and they were trying to do an inner leg throw, Uchimata. So Evander did Uchimata on him. He steps out of it, and then he tries to counter with a hip throw, but his biomechanic was wrong. So we're going to address those issues, because on the day of the fight, unless you're really good at judo, you practice the hip throw over and over again, there's so many things that could go wrong. So it's very important to practice from different scenarios, like different turning point, different pivoting point, different in and out point, okay? So we'll replay that, okay? So during the fight, it was back and forth, like I think, I don't know the exact what happened, but he's here, then Evander did an Uchimata on him. Uchimata, not too hard, just yeah, good. So there, okay, go ahead, do Uchimata. He got out, and then he came in. Actually, he had a headlock on you. Okay, go ahead, Uchimata on me. Boom, so he came in. Okay, now look at his hip and my hip, very far apart. Okay, and what he did was he dropped to this knee, and then he tries to throw Evander. Then Evander got up, and he cross-faced him. Boom, and then they started rolling back and forth. Okay, which was good. You're supposed to do that. Use the momentum. So one more time, he got a headlock. Evander did Uchimata. He skips to Uchimata. He came around. Right, you remember this part? Then he tries to do the throw. But what happened was he dropped onto his knee. When his body's far, go back. So his center of mass is right here, but because he's hovering over, it's somewhere around here. Okay? So what he has to do is see the space. He has to bring his center of mass onto his hip line. Okay, before he does anything else. So on the day of the fight, what should you do with his center of mass? Bring it to what? His hip line. Do not just drop your body. So what Bryonne did was he did what? He drops his body. See all the space in between? Is that going to work? No. Maybe if I get someone really small, right? So one more time. He got a headlock. Evander did Uchimata. Boom, he came around. Look at the space. Okay, so because his hip is out, I can't hone in. So the next scenario is he has to close that space. So he either can close it with his hip, or he can create some kind of tripping motion. And the easiest tripping motion is mekekomi, okay? So Evander came around, he tries to drop his knee. Instead of dropping your knee down, come out. And now pop your hip up. Boom. All right, so one more time. Headlock, Uchimata, boom. Here, Bryonne did what? Drop his leg. Rather than yanking him around and throwing him down like that. He could have done that. See the difference? So we are changing the plane of motion. His plane of motion was what? Down, rather than this way. Boom. Okay? One more time, headlock, Uchimata, boom. Here, you gotta run around him. Don't drop your weight. What should you be doing? You can try to pick him up, but even when you pick him up, what do you have to do with your mass? Come in. Is that gonna happen the day of the fight? No, so much pushing and shoving around. But he's gonna continue doing what? That way. So what should we do with this leg? Block it, we'll tilt it. Okay? So headlock control. He did Uchimata. Boom. Okay, so Bryonne had this part right. He keeps on coming around. Come around. Come through. All right, last time. During the fight, pop, 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 body lock, Uchimata, boom. Here, and boom, one. That's one version. Second version, Uchimata. He keeps on coming through. Boom. Right away, sit through. All right? Is that okay? Yeah. Okay, so let's practice that a little bit. You got to make yourself light. Okay, so you were at that fight. You got to watch the video. That's what happened. He dropped his mass down rather than, because Evander was coming around, he should have manipulated that mass, not drop your mass down. Because when you drop your mass down, his mass is moving around, or you're controlling that mass. You're detaching your mass from him. For every throw to happen, my mass and his mass has to what? Glide. Right? So I can't throw him like this. I can't hold him like a kid with a smelly diaper and walk him around unless I'm super strong. I have to literally do what? Right? So if I separate my mass from him, can I throw him? No, I have to bring his mask to me, and now I can throw him. Okay? So on the day of the fight, bring your mask to him. But if his mask separate, then you have to extend your appendages, which is your leg or some kind of tilting motion. So his mask is separating from me. So his mask separates. Right now, go ahead, separate. That's when I, yeah. Okay, so I can do that or that. Okay? So let's practice that. He runs away from me. Go ahead, run. That's when I do it. See the difference? All right, so he runs. That's when I do it. Okay? Okay. So this is why I feel judo is so important. Because you understand how to like, manipulate center, mass, foot, whatever. And this is why Ronda Rousey is going to kick everyone's butt. It's like when they fight with her, it's like, it's not like they can walk anymore. It's like, what's going on with my feet? Slipping all over the place.
I read an article that her Olympic teammate is thinking of joining MMA.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a girl that was a gold medalist Olympian with her on the same team or something.
Oh, yeah? Well, there's no female women that won a gold medal. She was the highest female.
She had.
Well, actually, last year.
She's a medal winner.
Yeah.
She's a medal winner.
Yeah. Last year, Marty Malloy.
That might be.
Not Marty. Carly Harrison. Kaylee Harrison. She won, but she's so much bigger. She fights at the.
Yeah, this is a thick girl.
Yeah. She looks like a guy.
Yeah.
She won the gold.
Yeah.
First time ever.
She's thinking of
She
doing
is
MMA.
scary, but she can still do it because these women had over 1,000 match. If you follow them on Facebook, every weekend they're traveling somewhere. They're in Barcelona, they're in Spain, they're in Mongolia. Every weekend they have to compete because to get to the Olympic, you have to rack up points. And then once you get a certain number of points, then you can be on the Olympic team. Or you can go to the World Championship and try to get your spot there. So you try both. You try to rack up points, and you try to go to the World Championship and get to the final. Because if you get in the final, you're automatically in. But what if you had a bad day that day?
Yeah.
Right, and that's why judo is so stressful on these athletes. They say that a typical athlete spends about $10,000 a year on air flight. That's not including food, accommodation, and stuff.
Crazy.
And they get sponsored maybe $50,000 at the most. So that's why these guys are always so poor. There's a guy, I forget his name, but like Evander on Facebook, he's constantly asking for money, constantly saying, "Hey, I'm selling these gis. I have these DVDs for sale. He's constantly trying to sell something. Because it's tough. I mean, they give you $50,000 a year, and he's a full-time student, and he's trying to rack up points. And he went to the Olympic a couple years ago. Right? Judo, wrestling, these are sports that the public don't care about, but these athletes work as hard as any athletes. You know what I mean? Let's give that a try, okay? Jenny, work with Evander. Evander, make yourself light. Okay, and then we'll practice that when bigger guys show up.